Coach, obviously you guys were so efficient in the first half offensively, and then you get a lead, and then clearly the fourth quarter, guys out of rhythm, you're trying to figure out who to play, and then you put starters back in.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say out of rhythm. I just thought we missed a lot of shots versus their switching. You know, we had an advantage with our bigs, especially with JaVale. I thought we made a few bad reads and ended up in late clock situations, and sometimes that can look like you're out of rhythm. So there may be some evidence there, but overall I thought we played a solid game. When they went small, that was when we didn't take advantage of that lineup like we had been. And then we gave up some easy threes tonight and transition threes that we typically don't give up just because we were miscommunicating. And that was in that same segment where we weren't scoring like we did in the first half.
Well, obviously, as you always say, it's hard to win in this league, and to take a 1-0 lead, regardless of how you get it, you'll take it.
Yeah.
But how much would that last quarter be viewed in terms of preparing?
I think it speaks to, one, we can be better. I mean, we scored 121 with that fourth quarter. So I know our guys are feeling that, and that's what we said. But we can't have those kinds of quarters against a team like that and give up a 35. So, you know, if you're going to have a 25, you only want to give up a 25 or 26, you know, and that was the goal for me going into the fourth was let's win the fourth, and we didn't. A lot of it was missed shots, but we didn't handle the switches like we have been when teams have done that to us.
Monty, how did you like the offensive execution once you forced Dallas into rotations?
I mean, we were getting shots. I like the fact that we were not settling for the threes tonight. A lot of our guys were attacking the paint. We were getting floaters, rim shots, and then we were playing in paint to great. And that was the focus. You know, once we had a good shot, you know, we can take it, but let's try to get a great shot. I thought we were pretty good, especially in the first half.
45 for Doncic, but you guys made him play physical and play downhill. How would you assess the way you guys defended him?
I mean, anytime a guy has 45, you know, you look at that number and you're like, you don't like it, but I look at their assist numbers. They only had 16. So, you know, Kleber hit some threes, but for the most part, you know, nobody else got going the way that they're capable. But we can do a much better job of just keeping him out of our paint without fouling. I thought the fouling hurt us in segments tonight.
Going off of that, did you feel like this was the type of game, especially in the third quarter, where, you know, the style that they play in your defense with them kind of contributed to the wear-down effect a little bit? Maybe.
I mean, I thought, you know, if we could have made a few more shots in the fourth, it'd feel a lot, you know, better, if you will. But I thought we got the shots we wanted. You know, they were giving us different coverages on Chris and Book. Sometimes it was a blitz. Sometimes it was a switch to a hit off of the switch. We got the shots on the backside. And then, like I said, there were times where we had a shot in the backside and we attacked the paint. And that can wear teams down, especially if you flatten them out by getting to the paint.
How'd you like the bench production campaign bouncing back, Cam Johnson?
Well, I thought Cam, JaVale, all those guys, you know, even if they didn't score, contributed tonight. JaVale's segment was really good in the second half. I think we have to do a much better job of trying to find him at the rim versus their switching. I think the second group can be much better there, but, yeah, we need that production from both Cams.
It looked like the Mavericks were getting a lot of backside open threes on the sinking defense.
Yeah.
Luka would drive or one of their guards would drive in. I think they were second in the league in getting corner threes after their trade of KP, and you guys were third best at keeping people out of that. So what did you see there, and how do you think?
It's one of those environments where we can be better. Once we got to trust the guy that's guarding the ball, that he's going to force a tough two. There were a number of times tonight where we didn't steal out to the three-point shooters. We were kind of watching the ball. And then once the pass was made, then we made the effort to get out there, but it was too late. We can do a much better job of just guarding the ball, keeping it in front, but then the guys watching that have to trust, whether it's Mikal or Jay, that those guys are going to be able to guard and force a tough two. Yeah, just effort. Yeah, it was a huge play for us. He just covered a lot of ground. I wish that was a part of the scheme. That was just Mikal making a great play.
Monty, Chris played, I think, under 30 minutes tonight. I mean, part of that, I'm sure, was the big lead. He took the long rest going into the second quarter. Do you feel like after that first round, maybe you need to dial it back a little bit with him minutes-wise?
I don't – it's not a part of the plan, but tonight I sat him a bit longer. Cam was playing well in the first half, and, you know, you're always trying to win the game. But it is on my mind at times. Anytime we can allow him more rest, it is helpful because I think it makes him fresher in the fourth quarter, or allows him to be. I took him out in the third, and I think he had a few choice words for me as he was going towards the bench, but I understood it. I can't worry about the first round. We're trying to do everything we can to win this one, but there are times when we can rest him a bit longer.
Monty over here with Deandre leading the team in scoring. Are there things that you see with him that feel like just that recognition and reps, being in his second go-around with this stuff and identifying, hey, I have the mismatch, I have the hot hand, so to speak, any of that stuff?
Well, I just think there's opportunities to take advantage of, you know, certain situations, whether he's in short roll, he's been pretty efficient with that shot, or when he has a smaller guy in a post-up situation. But, you know, he's worked on it with Coach Bryant. As I said before, the first year, I didn't think he was as comfortable playing in the trenches and using his left shoulder, jump hook, and playing in short rolls. So it's just something that he continues to work on, and it's a weapon for us, especially when you're playing Chris and Book with the kinds of coverages they see every night. I think he does a really good job of being under control when he catches it in the short roll. Sometimes he'll find guys on the weak side, or he can go right to his mid-range jump hook, if you will.
Monty, you knew coming into this series a lot of what they do offensively is getting the switches that they want and stretching it and attacking from there. How'd you like the execution there and just sticking with
it? Was okay in the first half. I thought we could have done a better job of just sitting down and guarding without fouling. I thought we got into foul trouble early in the third, and that makes you a bit tentative. First half, we had a few mishaps guarding the ball, and like I said, we were watching the guy guarding the ball, and then they would kick it out for a three. They had 51 threes. I think that's what I'm seeing. That's rebounds. I'm not sure how many threes they had, but 39. I mean, that's a number of those. I bet 20 of them came out of that environment where you're watching the guy guard the ball, and then you're like, oh, man, I got to get out to my guy. We got to do a much better job of that. One, we got to guard the ball, and two, the guys watching that have to trust that guy that he can guard the ball without fouling.
Monty, I wonder, you guys had so much emotion in the last series in terms of your messaging and the bigger mission here and what you all accomplished last year and everything you talked about all season long. How did you handle kind of resetting the group, I mean, when you come out of that kind of a series?
I mean, you have to let guys kind of decompress a little bit, even though it's hard because you're in the playoffs. But we just talked about appropriate fear. You know, I heard their comments, and for us, it's like this team won 52 games. They were the sixth best defense, and they have three guys that can go get it done every single night. And when you put the stats up on the screen and show the guys, you have to have what we call the appropriate fear, and that allows for you to bring your A game every time you step on the floor. It's just a high level of respect, and so we've had to turn the page, if you will. Yeah, we had an emotional series against New Orleans, but all the series are emotional, and now you have to find, you know, whatever it is to step on that floor and respect your opponent with your A game every time you step out there. So that was the phrase I used, is appropriate fear, especially against a team like this that, you know, held the number one offensive team during the year to 99 points in Utah. And so when you look at it from that perspective, you better bring your A game.
After that first round where Devin Booker missed 3.5 of the games and Chris Paul played so many minutes, you talked a minute ago about managing Chris's minutes.
Yeah.
But it must have been nice to be able to just have Devin Booker play most of the game, 38, second most on the team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that probably not where we wanted him tonight, but I probably got him back a little bit earlier in the fourth than I had planned on, but it was during that period where we weren't handling the switches as well as we would like. But he looked fresh. He didn't look like he was laboring or anything like that, and you know, I don't want to put him in harm's way, but we wouldn't have him out there if we felt that way.
And Monty, you had like you were up by 21 with, I don't know, 6-7 minutes to go, and you had all your backups on the floor. Then all of a sudden you went into the mode where they got a few baskets, and then you started bringing all your starters back. What went into your thinking as you're making the lineup changes?
We just needed to settle down, get the guys out that typically close games for us. We had a few turnovers. We had one high-low pass to JaVale that we didn't execute, and they were scoring off of it or getting good shots. So just wanted to get the guys out there that typically close games for us. All right, thank you.
Chris, just your overall assessment of the game. Obviously, you had a 21-point lead, and they clearly got back in it in the fourth, and then just your overall thoughts on it.
We'll take the win. You know what I mean? It's not always going to be pretty. We played well pretty much most of the game. We'll look at film tomorrow and see what we need to do differently for game 2.
With the offense being the way it was flowing in that first half, what do you attribute that to the most? Is it just the ball movement, guys making shots? How would you assess that first half, the way you guys were scoring?
I don't know. I got to go back and look at it. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I'm in it. I don't remember too much till I go back and look at it.
Last thing I had was Deandre, the way he started the game and taking advantage of the mismatches. How important was that, his initial start to the game happening?
It was real important, but I think the biggest thing was our defense early in the game. You know, when Jay got going early, we sort of looked like ourselves, you know, as far as sharing the ball, guys making shots. And, yeah, it worked.
Chris, to your point, how much does that defense to offense transition kind of help you guys, especially at the start of a game?
It helps a lot, but, you know, we got to defend. That's what we instilled on all season long. You know, they got up 39 threes. So just, you know, keep trying to slow down the other guys. You know what I mean? We know Luka going to take his shots or whatnot, but just try to make it tough on him.
How nice was it to see Cam and Jay be able to knock down a few?
It was real nice. To see the way the guys on our team work day in and day out, you knew it was bound to happen, but that's one game. You know, we got to, you know, let this one go, get ready for game 2.
You mentioned, you know, Luka's going to get his, but did you feel like you guys at least made him work for what he got tonight?
I don't know. I got to go back and look at it. I don't know.
The wear-down effect is something you guys talk about a lot. Did you feel like that was starting to kind of kick in that third quarter when you were able to put some distance?
Yeah, somewhat. You know, we try to be consistent on both ends, offensively and defensively. Our thing is we just want to defend, you know, rebound and run and pass up good shots with great shots.
Hey, Devin, since you're here, taking away the final, 6 minutes when things got a little tighter, did this feel kind of like the regular season Suns that won the 64 game, you know, that shared the ball and do all that stuff? It seemed like it was clicking for a while.
Yeah, I think we did a better job of that, you know, of everybody making plays for each other. I think we still missed more shots than we usually do, but we like the looks that we were getting. And, you know, I heard Chris just say it, like, we hang our head on the defense, and that's the Suns team from the regular season. So, you know, I think we picked it up in that area, which, you know, led to early success for us in the game.
There was a stretch, obviously, in that first half where Brunson, came into the series on fire from the Jazz series. I think at one point he might have been 1 of 6, 1 of 7. What did you feel like you guys were doing defensively to neutralize him in that first half?
I mean, just trying to stay in front of him. He's actually, you know, for his size, he's really good in the paint. He's really good with his footwork and pivoting and getting people off balance. But, you know, we just want to use our length against him and just make it tough on him.
How'd you feel with your second game back from the injury? Do you feel much better or same as the last game? Or
I
what?
feel great, man. Ready to go.
Book some of the individual defensive plays by you guys tonight. Bless you, Chris. The closeout from Bridges on Bullock and the strip that JaVale had.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for the group to have those type of plays be in the context of the team defense?
Yeah, I mean, that's just energy plays. You know, I don't think those two plays are very tough to make. You know, for Vel being 7'2" and sitting down and guarding Luka, it's a tough matchup. And, you know, getting the ball clean and getting out in transition was very impressive. And, you know, I close out from Mikal, you know, that's what we call putting out the fire. You know, like, I don't think that was our rotation. He just made a play on the ball, and, you know, that's why he should have been Defensive Player of the Year.
Look, Chris mentioned that a guy like Luka, he's going to get his points and whatnot, but did you feel like you guys made him at least work hard for what he got tonight?
Yeah, at times. The thing is, you know, we trying to slow down a little bit of both of him, you know, making, you know, his teammates better also. You know, so he does a good job at slow stepping in the lane, and you think he's going to shoot, and he sprays it out for a three. So, you know, we're trying to keep it all contained and just make it tough on them.
We talked a lot about Deandre's ability to punish some of those mismatches and whatnot in the paint. How did you feel he did tonight against that type of thing?
I mean, very good. You know, he's a beast down there, and he proves it night in and night out. That's what teams try to go to versus us, just have 5 guards out there and switch it 1 through 5, and that's his time to punish them.
Chris, Monty said when he took you out in the third quarter that you had some choice words for him as you were walking back to the bench. You played under 30 minutes tonight. Do you feel like after that first round, when maybe you had to play a little bit more with Book out, it's nice to play fewer minutes, or were you kind of itching to get back in the game?
First and foremost, I just want to win. You know what I mean? Like, I usually don't do that, but I was just told Coach I ain't play much in the second quarter, so it's not that I don't trust my teammates or nothing like that. I just be wanting to play. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that me and Coach got that relationship, that he know that it wasn't anything malice or anything like that. It was just I wanted to play.
Just you guys, for both of you, 2 years ago, you had the COVID season in the bubble. Last year, a shortened season, and you played until July. Book, you went into the Olympics. How much of that cumulative effect has anything to do with where you are right now?
Where are we right now?
Just, you know, just playing out the season here, a full NBA season, into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for all of us is we try to stay in the moment. You know what I mean? We worry about the right now. We can't worry about what was last year. And honestly, you know what I mean? We grateful to be in the situation that we in, and we just trying to, you know, push forward right now.
Does it have any cumulative fatigue factor or anything like that?
I don't think so. That sound like that's mental. You know what I mean? I don't think we was thinking about it till you just said something about it.
Deandre, when you look at just overall, those guys were so efficient on the offense in the first half, and then you're up 21, and so how do you view the game in totality when you get a win but didn't finish the way you guys wanted to?
I mean, we didn't finish the way we wanted to, and like it was emotional. It was like a emotional type of energy out there. It got quiet a little bit. I think because we know we could do better. You know what I'm saying? It's playoffs, and it showed. I'll say, you know, in that fourth quarter, they had a little small lineup out there. It was red and everything, and I won't say it gave us trouble, but we were missing shots. And them dudes was being relentless, just, you know, doing what they do, you know, scoring the ball as best they can. And, you know, that's why it got kind of ugly down in the stretch a little bit. You know, we got away from our principles, but stuff like that, I'm glad that happened early. You know, a little eye-opener to where that these dudes don't give up. So, you know, basically just, you know, break the dang gas pedal. That's it. Just break it. Don't take your foot off of it because they're not letting up.
My only other question was, the way the game started with you getting off early, was that a point of emphasis going into the game, or did that just sort of come out of what was working offensively?
That's natural. We take what the defense give us. Finishing, small matchups and, having deep steals in the paint and finishing my roles even when I don't get the ball. I'm creating offense for the team, opening up the floor. And, yeah, it was good to see some threes knocked down today, man. That's our type of basketball.
DA, how'd you like offensively, just the way you guys were able to force them into breakdowns? You got a couple of those lobs, just the way the space was feeling for you guys.
Yeah, just trusting CP, making him see the floor and, telling us the little things to get us going. It wasn't that much to really lock into, but just to play our basketball and, play it soundly.
You've been doing well on those Luka switches since your guys' rookie year. How would you assess the way you defended him tonight in those situations?
How I defended? I could do a lot better. I think he got to the paint a lot on me, but, my shifts was in place to protect me. But I could definitely try to guard better and, try not to foul as early as I did today or tonight's game. And, just mainly communicating from early, when I'm out there on the switch and just making sure dudes are shifted for me.
We've talked a lot about the Mavs and their 5-out offense and how important that point of attack defense. How did you feel you guys did with that tonight?
I think we did good, despite the last, 8 minutes in the game in the fourth. But, early in the game, I think we had pace and we were getting stops and closing out possessions, where we're running a little bit. We got on a run and ran our offense and, dudes was getting up threes. And it felt good out there.
How good was it to see, guys like Campaign, and you mentioned the threes following and that type of thing? How good was it to see that bench production?
Man, that's just the Campaign and Cam Johnson. That's our energy. Like, when them dudes are gone, and especially on both ends of the floor, that's our heart and soul right there. Especially when we getting threes from the three.
Da, could you just put into words, give us a sense of how different it is, what you were dealing with in that first round versus the way you're operating in the second round? It feels like it couldn't be more different.
I'm using my hook shot now. I got to use the hook shot. Valanciunas not there to send it in the backcourt, but just it's a lot more smalls than the first round. I'm finally finishing my rolls. At first I couldn't get as much rolls where I'm getting a seal or a duck in. I had to do a little short roll, but I'm finishing my rolls now where, I can get a big seal at the rim and, just have the basket right above me, 3 feet away. So that's the main difference, just playing around the rim instead of playing in a short roll.
You guys are really focused on the ball handler tonight, especially in that first half. And they kept getting open backside threes, on the weak side when Luka or somebody would dump it back there. Was that the defense collapsing too much, or what's your take on it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Just finishing the roles and creating that offense. Bringing as much attention to the paint as possible. To make it effective to where we can spread out for the threes. And I guess they got caught up on a couple where Book got going on them threes.
Deandre, there's always the human nature side of things. There's a couple days between games, and you'd think that the team that won, the other team would be naturally more desperate going into it. The fact that the fourth quarter went the way it did, can you guys get the best of both worlds to get the win, but also kind of feel that anxiety or whatever going into the next one?
Yeah, it's not anxiety, but cleaning up, knowing that we did not close this game out the right way, and this is the playoffs basketball, and it's unacceptable the way how we close it out, and Coach got on us about that. But at the end of the day, you got to win the game, and us as a team, I won't say we treating that as a loss, but I know for a fact we not closing out a game like that again. We're gonna be way more locked in, like we just came off of L, because the feeling and the gut feeling we walked out the locker room with, not everybody was really happy on how we ended that. So I know for a fact we're going to be completely locked in and super ready to go to have a better game and try and close it out and not do it the way we did tonight.
Hey, DA, to that point, with 6 minutes or so to go, you're up by 21. You've got the bench out on the floor. In the mindset of you guys, all you starters, did you think the game was over, and then you had to reset and get back out on the floor to finish the game?
I mean, we're not like a team like that where we feel like we were up some points and we just settle down and relax. Mainly just sitting there watching our bench, making sure they close out and make sure they play the right way, because that's the type of team we are. When coach take the starters out and have the bench in, mainly just about playing the right way, playing the right way and finishing off strong. So, I mean, today wasn't it. So, I mean, for a fact, we're gonna try to get back and get in the lab and polish up some things.
Deandre, JaVale's stripping of Luka and the dunk kind of ignited the arena. What was your reaction to that play?
Oh, my reaction, man! I think I went outside the coach's box. You know what I'm saying? I was all over the place. I don't know where I was, but I know I was bumping into everybody, and then they scored, and I sat back down. They quieted us quick, but I definitely was very excited about that. Vale stepping up and guarding the perimeter a little bit, even above the three-point line, and just seeing how active the things we worked on applying in the game is. I call that the Bismack Biyombo effect, man. The dude always pressuring the ball and using his hands on defense, so that was good to see by Vale.
Besides McGee getting that stop on Luka and stripping him for the dunk, you had another stop on Luka earlier in the game. How did that feel, and do you feel like that could continue and wanting to go and switch out and stopping him?
I mean, I don't feel no way. Whoever got the ball and I got to switch, I got to try to stop him. That's just me. Feeling some type of way on stopping somebody. This the NBA. You really can't stop nobody. You're really guarding them. So if I'm really guarding Luka, I'm just guarding him. I ain't stopping him. He missed him because he missed by himself. He missed on his own. It ain't because of me. I'm just in front of him. Luckily. You know what I'm saying?